Welcome back to the Watching Show, the show that you can watch. We are playing never-ending, effervescent summer.
Effervescent sausage sounds like a band.
Effervescent
sausage.
Effervescent?
Yeah. What does that mean anyway?
Evanescent summer.
You know, effervescent. Is that a word?
I don't know.
It should be.
I'll look it up.
I'll name my band that.
Effervescent.
You look it up.
Sausage?
You look it up.
Why sausage?
Because it's cool. Everybody likes sausage. And as I resigned myself. Right, yeah. Oh, do you want to guess who's behind us?
There, it is a word. It means of liquid, giving off bubbles, fizzy.
That doesn't make any sense then. Effervescent sausage.
It's bubbly sausage, basically. It's a liquid.
I'll go for it. That sounds like a euphemism or an innuendo, though. Actually, now that I think about it. All right, what's your guess? Anyone but Slavi is my guess.
Shurik.
Okay.
Final answer.
Lena.
Lena.
Of course, my guess was a cheat guess. It was everything but one, and you guessed one. I saw Lenny in front of me. I don't think you can help me. It was one of those moments when I felt painfully how dramatic I was out of shape. I can bring a hand cart. A hand cart. Why didn't I think of that myself? Yes, that would be great. Wait here, I'll be right back. I was a different face.
I need help carrying it 10 feet in front of me to the building I'm looking at.
I need a cart for my cart. I don't know what's happening. I forgot. She smiled and ran in the direction of the square. What would I do without her?
You're getting flour or sugar or something like that?
Right. No, I think I got the sugar. That's right. I'm leaving with the sugar. I think. It's good that Lenny isn't always that shy and can take the initiative sometimes. I started to think. She seemed quite usual now, with no trace of shyness on her face and actually the complete opposite. Smiles and confidence. The offer of help wasn't something extraordinary by itself, but getting it for Lana. A few minutes later, she came back with a smallish hand cart. I put the bag down on it.
This will not work.
Incorrect. No, I don't want that. Don't mention it. She blushed and looked down. The Lena we all know is big. So I'll go then. Yeah, see you. And thank you again. I shouted after her. Sometimes I felt like there are two different people living inside Atlanta.
That
sounds on the nose to me.
Yeah.
He's mentioned this several times. But the second one, confident, happy, and sometimes even bold, only appears when she talks to me. My thought for that was people act differently because they know they're being watched by somebody else. It's kind of like the Truman Show, where they are all supposed to behave one way with me, but they know that someone's watching and it changes how they behave around me. There's a way they want to behave, not how they have to behave. And that's the closest idea I've had for
almost everybody has like a weird diametric, like sort
bipolar thing,
emotional state. Mm-hmm. It's very interesting because even like the annoying girl, what's her name? The Toad voice girl. Uliana. She's like a brat most of the time, but then sometimes she's just like really regular. Mm-hmm. And then like the cowboy girl or whatever, like the southern accent girl.
Yeah.
She's all sassy and like mean sometimes, but then she gets all like super shy randomly.
Yeah.
And then of course, there's Olga Dmitrievna, who's like all bossy one second, but then she's all like accepting the other.
And Slavia wanted to be nice, then no, you can't do that.
Right. I don't know.
Anyway, if that is the case, they're doing a pretty good job of keeping it vague. I thought it would be better if I get all the I thought that it would be better if I get all the ingredients at once. So I hit it to Olga Dmitrievna's company. I had it. Was that window always red like that?
I think so.
I don't recognize that. Finally, it seems that everything had been collected. I took the hand cart with sugar outside and put the sack of flour in it, followed by 2 baskets of strawberries that somehow fitted in between. What about the beer? And the beer was hidden under my shirt just in case. The day was coming to its end, so I had to hurry. This cake itself will need some time to bake. Of course, I'd rather enjoy laying down, closing my eyes and getting a decent sleep, but I couldn't let Olga Dmitrievna down. Indeed, after all the trouble I'd gone to, I even felt personally responsible for the success of this event.
You.
Like me personally?
Yeah, like you, like how bad you're like, but what about the cake?
Right. I'm immersed now. Coming to the square, I stopped for a moment to catch my breath. It wasn't that the cart was heavy. It ran smoothly without any notable effort required. It was just that any visual exertion caused pain to me now, both a physical and mental one. Oh shit! I got knocked out.
I fell asleep.
I slept standing
My
up.
eyes slowly closed as I drifted off
Imagine
into
seeing
dreamland.
that. You're just standing there and you see this peripheral vision go out. Like, whoa, no! Like just weird blindness for no reason. Anyway, I did that on purpose. Was that? I didn't really give a damn who it was. Probably just a fellow pioneer girl taking an interest in an unfamiliar companion in distress. What are you talking about? Am I talking to myself out loud? I asked her tiredly. She didn't reply. Those are the ingredients. Those are the ingredients for a cake. Do you like cakes? I don't know. What? You've never tried cake? I'm half asleep saying stuff.
This is
I
weird.
don't know what's going on. I don't know. Obviously, the girl didn't get what I was talking about, but it didn't surprise me at that moment. So when I don't know, I think it's a girl talking, even though it's not, there's no name. I really wasn't interested in the conversation. I was so tired that I had zero intention of classifying external distractions and tagging them as either common or uncommon. I see. Come down the canteen later and have a bite. Really? Really? And what are they made of? What? It's like a dream.
This is very weird.
Yeah, I asked indifferently. These cakes. Well, you should do that voice since it's obviously a person. Will some flour, some sugar, various fillings? Now, that's a strange question. Doesn't she know what cakes are made of?
And you have it all here.
Yeah, sort of.
And sugar?
And sugar.
Could you lend me a little?
What for?
For that ass.
I thought it was over at the top.
Give me a little sugar for that ass.
What the balls was that? A sudden gust of wind made me grab the cart instinctively and open my eyes. However, nobody was there. Am I daydreaming? I noticed, though, that the sugar sack was untied and a small heap had poured out of it. Could it be that she was scared by the wind and ran away? Having fixed the sack, I got up from the bench and continued on my challenging strawberry way. There wasn't a single person near the canteen. No wonder. Dinner was still an hour away. I brought the hand cart to the rear exit and handed the foodstuffs to the camp cook. She must have already been told what to do with them, as she gave me such an unpleasant look. Who?
The
Oh, the cook. I'm not sure how long it takes to bake a cake, but it seems she had to hurry. I just wanted to relax for the remaining time up until dinner. You can't cook without the beer. In short, I was so tired that I just sat on the steps and waited. Okay. My eyes closed themselves. I guess I got so tired throughout the day that I didn't even notice how someone came up to me until they patted me on the shoulder. Oh. Hi. Miku was standing before me.
Hi.
Yeah. I didn't need a mirror to imagine the expression of skepticism and annoyance on my face. Oh, excuse me. I must have interrupted you. No problem. I was just sitting here. Oh, all right then. Miku beamed with a smile. I was just coming to dinner. I thought that it's time already, and then it appeared to me that it's so early, but I decided to check in case maybe it's not me who's mistaken, but the clock is. Well, not the clock. Clocks can't be mistaken. It's just that I misread it. She seemed to be ultimately confused now and fell silent. It's still about half an hour before dinner. Oh, that's great then. I'll sit here and wait with you if you don't mind. Frankly speaking, I do mind. Suka. You know, I have some matters to attend to. Bye. That, I wonder if it's affected by the choices I've made. Like, maybe the conversation
Interesting.
would have continued, you know?
Yeah. That's
I
sad.
can't help but feel that.
Ignoring Miku as I always did.
Yeah.
Man,
yeah.
I actually feel bad.
I think it's because it's based on my choices. I think if I had just said yes to everyone, all these conversation branches would go out until the very end when you have to choose one or something.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of sad.
kind of sad. I stood up quickly and left without saying goodbye. Remember I slammed the door in her face? Wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was.
you did.
That's so sad.
You're always so mean to Miku.
Ignoring Miko as a...
no reason talks like this.
Oh, it's so
Makes me
mean.
feel bad.
Sad, yeah. A minute later, I got to the square and sat on the bench with the firm intention of finding a quiet and safe place to wait for dinner. I think this is the first time in the last 4.5 days when I felt like this. I wasn't just irritated because of some insignificant details, but indeed I was really angry. Well, I've completely stopped caring about where I am and why I'm here. I don't care about how to get out either. What's driving me mad is that I always have to carry out some stupid task by our camp leader, and it's always me who gets into stupid situations and sometimes even ends up looking like a clown. If all of this is some alien trick or a plot of the universal mind, they better consult with their psychiatrist. I gritted my teeth and clenched my fist.
That joke was just too funny.
And most annoying thing is that... Yeah. And most annoying thing is that everything that happens seems to happen by itself somehow. I'd be happier not having to carry around bags of sugar that weigh a ton, but I had no choice at all. I mean, any other option would lead to much worse consequences than a muscle strain or hurt pride.
Who are you? angry will.
What the f do you want? Well, Yana was standing in front of me and smiled slyly. Nobody really, I answered absently, but my fist gave me away. Just like that.
Okay, it's up to you. You better tell me why you run around the camp all day with some kind of bags.
I had to. I've replied reluctantly.
Guess it was food.
Maybe it was. Well, Yana was about to say something, but at that moment the bell rang. That's not a bell. Calling the pioneers for dinner. I sighed in relief and quickly headed to the camp, leaving Yana behind. So long!
See you later.
Samian, thank you very much.
For what? The camp leader gave me a friendly smile.
For the cake, of course. She holds out.
Sure.
What does she hold out? A log? This cake is going to serve us well.
It just came out of the oven. Holds a log. It was at the exact moment that I understood the true meaning of the saying. Keep your thanks to feed your cat.
What?
What?
You didn't tell anybody. This ought to be a surprise.
Yeah.
That's my boy. Precious boy. Now off you go to dinner.
Olga Dmitrievna waved her hand, pointing at the kitchen.
Go in there.
Go inside. I stepped through the doorway
Bossy,
slowly
yeah.
and started to look for a free place. It turned out there were plenty today, so I got the chance to eat all alone, which won't work. There was
You know what'd be really interesting is, this picture has happened a lot with all the kids in the background.
Yeah.
If like slowly there were fewer and fewer, like if there were just fewer
or little
children
changes.
here.
But speaking of little
Because
changes,
he's mentioned small, like more seats being open, but like if like kids were slowly dying off or something.
okay.
Anyway,
I gotta point out something. I looked at the picture of the kids once before, and I noticed a more or less funny illustration. But now I see a face that is very weird, and I don't think was there before. Do you want to play I Spy?
is it the kid right over there who's like peeking around?
Nope. He's not. Peeking is not the description I'd give him.
He's like staring like, oh.
No, it is a him though, from what I can tell.
I'm trying to look.
Let me know when you quit, because this takes time. And
Oh, it's like just a flat
Yep.
line of
Two
a face
dots
in the
and a
far
line.
right.
I was like, what the heck is that?
Yeah, on the far right there.
Okay, so you see, it's, by the way, we're pointing at the right side of the screen.
You have a mouse, like you can just point it out.
She forgot. Thank you. This mother mamma jamma. I was like, look at that. That's funny. But this,
look at
this
the
face I noticed before, and I was like, that's funny. But how did I know? How did I notice that, but not notice this?
Yeah,
I
but
don't,
look
I don't
at
know
the
if
kid
that
to
was
the
always
left
there.
and down to that.
Yeah, I saw
right there. He's just like, oh.
I saw that. I thought that was weird. That I thought that's pretty funny, but I never saw this one. So I don't know if that changed. Anyway, yeah, it'd be cool if like little tiny changes happened,
Yeah.
and you would never know.
And then the far left here, this girl with the pink hair is just like,
that one,
yeah, she's like,
demon.
yeah.
Yeah, they should. Who knows if they've been changing stuff already? Who knows? All right. Ugh. What misfortune once again. I'll be left half hungry. And didn't we have fish for lunch? It is fish only day today. Oh no.
He always
No.
falls asleep.
I fall asleep. Oh, no.
Oh my gosh.
Ironically, coincidentally, I feel like that today. So that's kind of funny to me.
He's just constantly sleeping.
Oh no, my body gave up. Having pushed my plate with the fried sea dweller away, I laid my head on my hands and closed my eyes. But soon somebody came up to the table.
Hey, are you all right?
I'm fine, I replied without changing my position.
Just tired?
Yeah, a little.
That's bad.
Slavia said it seriously.
If you're tired, then you sleep. And if you sleep, you're that much closer to death.
Yep, of course.
Stop it! You remember that we were going for a hike after dinner, don't you? Have you prepared everything?
I'm pretty sure you're bullshitting, and I never agreed to that, and this is the first time I've heard about it. What? Where? I opened my eyes and lifted my head up instantly. Lena was standing by Slavia.
The gulags. I mean, the hike.
She was surprised. Am I going with these two again because the game knows I've said yes to both of them? Is that what's happening again, like the strawberries?
Didn't you know?
No.
Could be.
I think that's what's happening. I think it would have sent different girls with me to the island or the island, depending on who I'm talking to. I don't know. I put my head down on the table and covered it with my hands. Leave me alone. The girls remained silent. I was left alone with my thoughts for some time, and that was fine by me. Maybe I could have sat that way until the end of dinner time, but the strong voice of Olga Dmitrievna was heard from the opposite end of the canteen.
Guys, to celebrate the miraculous rescue of our friend and comrade Shurik, we baked this cake for you all.
Is it a bad
Thank you,
cake?
Mario.
Yeah.
I want to do
Oh, they're all gone.
the Super Mario 64, you beat the game count.
Yeah.
The power of the stars has been restored to the castle.
Thank you.
And it's all thanks to you. Thank you, Mario.
I lifted my head idly and looked toward the camp leader, but couldn't see anything beyond the pioneers' backs. So you're telling me Everybody left, but they just stood there.
Yeah. Just a second.
And nothing about me, nothing about rescuing Shork or gathering the ingredients for the cake. And if that's how it ought to be, well, it would be wrong to expect anything else from our camp leader.
Let's go, or we won't get our share.
Slavia smiled. Let's go. Lena agreed. Yeah, sure.
Let's go. And then you're like, let's go. And then
Let's go.
Lena's like, let's go. Again, like, and they just keep saying
It's
it.
like good night, good night, good night, good night.
Yeah.
Circle.
Good night, Appa and Momo. Yeah.
I got up reluctantly and tagged along behind the girls. Oh no. We approached a crowd of pioneers, which was putting the cake in the center of the table.
And now,
What the hell is this? The camp leader wasn't able to finish as Uliana rushed out from the pioneer crowd and dived into the cake. She managed to nibble it a few times before she was pulled away. She was kicking and screaming. I stared blankly from outside at all this drama with no
The
eyeballs.
music.
Yeah. Alyssa smiling. Lena picking up some cream with her finger and all the furious pioneers around. I felt completely out of place here. I thought that if I closed my eyes now and opened them again, I might have eyes. Here I am back to the safety of my apartment in front of a computer. Okay.
who's like grabbing
I don't
Liana?
know. It said angry pioneers as if it's just another kid who wanted cake. I blinked, but nothing changed. Only the noise and the confusion became sharper. That's my fault. Yeah, look at me like that. It's totally my fault.
Liana, that's the limit.
I just.
Well, in fact, behaving like this is a bit over the top even for her. No, it's not. Sure, like broke into the conversation. Or is it a court-martial? Please, Olga Dmitrievna, since the cake is celebrating my return, it's no big deal. He hesitated.
It doesn't matter.
The camp leader turned to
Uliana
Uliana.
doesn't matter. None of you matter. Today I'm gonna punish you to the fullest extent, so you'll behave next time.
Whatever.
She snorted. Do it. And turned back.
You won't be going on the hike with us tonight.
As if I wanted to.
I was more than willing to switch places with Uliana and skip the hike instead of her. But who knew? If I had guessed beforehand, I'd have been the first one to go berserk and smash the damn cake. After a couple of minutes of confusion, the pioneers started to disperse.
You have to get ready too. There'll be a lineup at the square in a half an hour.
Guns cock.
Now
It
make
looks-
sure to remember the shape.
Looked straight into the eyes of the camp leader, trying to express attitude non-verbally, but it seemed that I failed.
Don't be late.
Uliana was shitting at the table when I approached her on my way to the exit. So why did you do it? She looked very upset. She had a right to be so.
I wanted to do it.
Uliana replied abruptly. So you're happy now?
I feel a lot better now that I sat on the table like you said. Good luck with the hockey.
Yeah, I said on purpose because it's funny to me and that she would be the one to shit on a table. She flew and vaporized at the same time. Very suspicious. She smiled mischievously, sprang up and rushed out to the canteen. A little bit of luck won't hurt. Luck? Is that what I read wrong?
Yeah.
Something right from my eyes sometimes. Walk and you shall reach. It was exactly this proverb that kept whirling in my head all the way down to the camp leader's cabin. Somehow, I just couldn't manage to argue, to pretend that I'm sick, or to just skip it without a reason. The events of this day taught me submissiveness, although sometimes whatever was happening to me made sense to me. As I walked in, I had a thought. Well, in fact, how should I get ready? Clothes? I only have an overcoat and a pair of jeans. Anyways, I forgot to ask whether it's going to be an overnight hike or not. I couldn't think of anything better, so I grabbed a sweater that I had on me when I arrived at the camp. When I've arrived at the camp, the night might be fairly chilly, and shuffled slowly off to the square. All the camp was already there, although it was about 10 minutes before the time I was just there.
Oh, the way I thought about it.
I settled down near the edge and waited patiently. Night was falling. If viewed from the outside, what a fairly comical picture we would make. A crowd of pioneers lined up out of a sheer habit, like they were awaiting a silent command from the Bronze Gand. This is new music, and all this happening in the scarlet rays of the sunset. And there he is, waving his hand and screaming, attack, as roaring soldiers with red handkerchiefs charged into the battle against some ghostly enemy. But Olga Dmitrievna showed up and started to talk instead again.
It seems everybody is here. Great.
Great. I was so tired today that I couldn't even think about anything, so I ended up just listening to the camp leader and her
Now,
bullshit.
today we'll go hiking. Hiking is when you walk,
Hiking is hard.
but harder.
You know you can do it.
You walk places that are difficult to walk. It's
That's
like
what's fun.
Yeah, it's fun to do things hard. It is essential for every pioneer to be able to come and rescue his comrade, to hike at them,
To hike in
to
their time of
offer
need.
a helping hike in the hour of need,
Yep.
hiking them from a hopeless situation. We have to hike to do all these hiking together.
A whisper that ran through the pioneer crowd suggested that most probably this truly epic expedition would end in a clearing in the forest several hundred feet away from the square. Somehow, I thought so too.
We'll hike in pairs.
Of course you will. Who am I gonna choose?
So if you haven't hiked a partner for yourself yet, now's the right time to do so.
Do you think it's gonna put the option in front of me first or the girls in front of me first?
Uh,
I'm gonna
The
go
girls.
option. Let's see. Pioneers quickly caught onto the idea and started to match in pairs. It looked like I was the only one without a partner. Slavia was enthusiastically discussing something with Ultimisha. Lena was with Miku. Electronic was, of course, with Shorik. Of course.
I hope you can go with Miku because I feel bad.
I feel so bad.
I know. I want you to go with Miku.
I would
you
if
have
I
the
could.
chance.
If I could, I absolutely would. 'cause
Okay.
I don't think he'll let me though. Well,
Okay.
it might not be a bad idea to go alone after all.
Simeon.
She got to pair me with somebody. The voice of the camp leader pulled me out of my thoughts. I went up to her reluctantly.
I see that you haven't found a partner.
Or is she my partner? Seems like it.
Then you'll hike Zhenya. She is alone too.
Is it the library girl?
Yeah, that's the one who talks like this.
I was struck with that special kind of despair that only a true loner can experience. So it appears that I'm left with a prickly librarian that I wouldn't risk spending a couple hours with, even if I was paid for it.
Jeez, not that bad.
That's mean. Damn.
She doesn't have much of a personality, but she's not
Her
terrible.
personality is prickly, and you couldn't pay me to spend time with her, is what I just said. Although we both seem to be in the same boat now. I slowly approached Zhenya. Well, I guess we'll be going together. She looked up at me.
Don't you even think that I'm glad.
Zhenya said seriously. Why on earth should I feel glad? I asked naively.
Never mind. It would be much better if you just shut up.
Elliot couldn't get it better than this. She turned her back to me and followed the other pioneers. All right. I still haven't seen any special reason to walk in pairs. Anyway, we were walking on the well-trodden forest trails, and it'd be quite difficult to get lost here, even if I wanted to. Moreover, while we'd already been hiking for half an hour, we weren't rushing into the depths of the forest trying to face all the dangers that could test our courage and harden our pioneer spirits, but instead we were just walking in circles. However, if we take into account that Olga Dmitrievna was our chief, this hike could be compared to a hobbit's march from the Shire to Mordor. All right, dude. Just as Zhenya insisted, I was following her at a distance in silence.
Zhenya stopped where she stood, and I turned around and I said, "What is it?" And she said, "If I take one step further, it'll be the furthest from home I've ever been."
I was going to say, she turned around and I said, I think we should get off the road. A librarian
Get off the road! Quick! Yeah.
A librarian seemed to be perfectly okay with it. Hey, don't you know when we'll reach our destination?
Or what?
You're a librarian. You know what destination means, don't you, stupid?
The whole point of this hike is to make it to Rivendell. After that, it'll be theirs to deal with.
We cannot. Okay, I'm going to let the warnings go until it's more. I'm not going to force them in here. Yeah, it seemed that I didn't understand the thing about hiking. I guess you're right, but still.
I don't know.
She replied sharply and quickened her pace. I caught up with her and asked, listen, why are you always so bitchy? I was going to say mean, but stopped short. I haven't done anything bad to you, unlike everybody else,
Right.
and I'm not going to. She glared at me in surprise.
Always so what?
Well, unsociable, socially tarded.
Bad.
It's
Socially not good.
Not good at things.
Like socially
Or-
weak.
Or is it me?
Oh, cut that stupidity out already.
As you wish. You know that reference?
You've been in Farmer Maggot's crop.
I decided not to start the conversation with her for the rest of the hike. What a good partner. Hey, I think this is where I ran when I tried to run away. At last, Olga Dmitrievna decided to end this Sisyphean toil.
It's time to hike.
She stopped everybody, turned and said, it's time to hike. And then we
Now that
carried
we're
on.
here, let's hike, yeah.
That's basic. The place chosen turned out to be quite a large glade with a few tree trunks laid in half circle, to make an improvised arbor with the remains of a campfire in the middle. Obviously, such hikes are the tradition of this game. I was sent to gather firewood together with the other men. It didn't take long because there were a lot of branches and logs of various sizes lying around.
Because boys know how to
They
find wood, if you know what I mean.
They know about various logs and branches. Eventually, Olga Dmitrievna lit the fire using some old newspapers. She brought newspapers with. All right. I was eager to know what was written, but
She was supposed to bring a match, but she brought newspapers. Somehow they ignite
Olga.
on fire.
No, you know Olga. She doesn't know what objects are.
Yeah, right, exactly. Exactly.
Pioneers took their place on the fallen log benches and started to talk about things. It seems that the final goal of this event had been achieved. The only things missing were a pot of fish soup, aluminum cups of vodka, and the guitar. I guess I'm an adult, or was, but I wouldn't be surprised if all these would appear somehow.
What are you thinking about?
Vodka, Slavia said next to me. Nothing special, just enjoying the hike. I answered sarcastically.
You don't look like it, though.
And sarcasm. Well, I'm not about to jump for joy. Sorry about that.
Okay. Jeez.
Yep, I'm an asshole. She sat with me for a while, but after realizing that I wasn't in the mood of talking, she left me to enjoy my introspection all alone. Now for more dialogue. All I wished was to lay down in bed and fall asleep as soon as possible, but I was being surrounded by smoke and the useless chatter of pioneers around me instead. Stupid pioneers. They were cheering and laughing in general, enjoying this warm summer evening. In the far side of the glade, I noticed that Lena was arguing with Alyssa intensely. Nice. Intensely, and Lena seemed to be in like complete opposites to me. Slavia had left to go somewhere after our conversation, it seems. That's not a conversation. Electronic and Shirk were trying furiously to prove something to Olga Dmitrievna. Looks like I'm the only one here
will work, I promise
who
you.
doesn't belong here. All right, I'm gonna pause it there.
Okay.
Read that next time.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm not even reading them yet. I don't even know what their choices are.
I do.
But I won't forget next time.
Okay.
Hey, thank you guys for watching the show that you can. We both appreciate you.
You just keep doing that.
I think I appreciate you more than Zach does, though. He hasn't protested, so.
What can I say? I'm a not appreciative guy.
It's been said. All right. See you guys.
Be good. Unless you want to be bad and then, accept the consequences, go do jail time, whatever.